Thanks everybody for the chance to chat with you all today. I'm Taylor Wettach. I'm running for Congress to send Mariannette Miller-Meeks packing. I'm a seventh generation Iowan, was born and raised in Muscatine, Iowa, and was a trade and national security lawyer. I worked at a firm that was unfortunately targeted by Donald Trump after we represented causes and people that he didn't like. And unfortunately, my former firm caved to Trump's bullying and cut a deal to do his legal work for free. I've seen everything that's been happening here, the destruction of our communities, the destruction of our state, destruction of our country, and I've had enough. And I think that you all know what's going on right now, but just to reiterate for everyone, our healthcare was already bad enough in the state, affordability in terms of accessibility, and they're making it worse by ripping away healthcare from 66,000 folks in this district. Mariannette Miller-Meeks is not stopping there. She's expanding upon that with the taking away of the ACA tax credits. People need their healthcare, they need it now. It's a human right. And they're not stopping there. In addition to the destruction of our healthcare, they're attacking our hunger, their ability to actually get food, by taking away the SNAP benefits that people really, really need. And continuing on that, this is on top of a terrible inflationary economy that we're facing here in Iowa, that they are feeding further and further with these crazy tariffs that are whipping people one way or another, taking away our markets overseas in terms of our soybeans, and making sure that our cattle ranchers as well aren't able to provide their cattle overseas because we're buying imports from Argentina now. So this is a terrible thing, and right now I think Iowans are looking for fighters, they're looking for people to step up, they're looking for new voices, people that will speak out and get things done on behalf of them. I'm not the candidate of the party elites in Washington, I'm not the candidate of corporate donors, I don't take a dime of corporate PAC money, I will not be bought, and I will fight for Iowans day in and day out. So I'm excited to get out there, speak with Iowans every day, and show Iowans that when Iowans actually stand up and speak out, and when they have a representative that listens to them, we can get things done and fight for an Iowa that Iowans deserve.
Folks may have.
Sorry. Would you support any shutdown deal that didn't include an extension of the ACA subsidies if you were in the House right now?
I would not support that sort of deal. I think right now, voters have made it clear they want fighters, they want people that will fight for them. We've seen what happens before when we cave, right? When we cave to the bullying of the Trump administration, and we get a bad deal. And that's what's going to happen again if we cave. Right now, people need to step up, they need to speak out. There's too much on the line in terms of our ability to actually provide an economy for people, provide healthcare for people, provide what people need, and people want fighters that will stand up and speak out, speak truth to power.
You've been invited to some sort of town hall forum from your opponent, Travis Terrell. Do you plan to commit to going to that?
Yeah, we are focused on providing a town hall, a transfer debate with all candidates that are going to be on the ballot, and making sure that we can build that in a way that's accessible to everybody throughout this district. We've been in communication with leading media and hope we'll be able to put that together in time for past the filing deadline. But beyond that, we're focused on getting out to all parts of the district, spending time actually having conversations with people, and building it that way from the grassroots on the way up.
So is that a no to that town hall, but yes to other opportunities?
It's a no to that town hall, but a yes to the kind of town hall that we're trying to build together to bring everybody to the table, to make sure we have it in play with media that have experience running these things in a neutral way, and make sure we get everybody's voices out for that town hall.
Democratic candidate Zach Wall this morning called for Schumer to step down and resign. Do you think that, I guess, would you join him in that call, or how do you think about the leadership he's providing right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think Senator Schumer in this case did try to fight and bring people together on this, and so I won't want to speak ill to the fact that he did fight back and speak out. But I do think right now that leadership needs to double down and strengthen our support for this fight and pull people together. I understand that, you know, there were folks that basically deviated from the line of where Democrats were, and that's where Chuck Schumer was pushing. But I think that we need to make sure that our leaders say, well, this is not enough, and we need to pull people back together and strengthen the core of our fight. And hopefully the House will be able to pull things together to make sure that we can stand up in that way too.
Do you plan on seeking an opportunity to address the Congresswoman directly, either as a member of the audience, or are you going to talk with their team?
Yeah, I would be grateful for the chance to speak with them. I tried previously. We tried to get into their telephone town hall. Unfortunately, they blocked us from that, but some enterprising person did get us the number. We got on there, was able to call in and able to ask a question. They told us we'd actually be able to ask that question to them. And they said, well, when the Congresswoman says your name and where you're from, please ask the question. And then after that, shortly, they said, well, we're done with getting questions. Time to wrap up the town hall. So we didn't have our chance, so we're excited to have the chance today.
Would that be the only successful dialogue you've had with her?
I did introduce myself to her once. She showed up in Muscatine. As you know, she very rarely shows up to places, but I think she thought that Muscatine was a safe space It was not, because my wife said, well, look over there, it's Mariannette Miller-Meeks, you should go introduce yourself to her. So I went up to her and I said, hi, I'm Taylor Wettach, and she, first off, before I said that, she was smiling, and then she was not smiling, and I said, I'm running against you for the 1st District, and I just want to tell you, good luck.
What were you planning to ask her in that telephone town hall? What would you plan to ask her here?
Yeah, well, I want to ask her how, in this crazy inflationary environment, in this crazy tariff environment, she thinks that taking away the tax credits that Iowans need to have their health care, to support that in this kind of economy, how she could think we could do that and how she could better respond to these issues, because she's not been responding to them.